I knew that was going to happen. Trying to see where everybody's at. Let's see. Is it better over here? I'm trying to see where the painting's better at for you guys. And it's really hard with the camera. That's way over there. Okay, so once everybody's back, let's continue on with our little branches here. And then maybe we're gonna go over here and do some over here. So let's just carry the same color since we're working with the same color. Let's do our dark color first since we're working with dark. And let's go right here and just keep doing your branches. Don't cover up too much of your mountains. And right there. And then go into your regular gray. So we have light and dark. And don't be afraid to put them kind of snuggled next to each other because branches would be close together. Like that. And then I want to put one, I didn't do one, I want to do one right against this edge since our painting is going to be fully exposed in that shadow box. I just want to make sure we include the edges. I'm going to flip this around so I can see what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to do one more right here. Okay. Now flip again. Let's do our second layer on this purple bush. Let's see if I can straighten this out a little bit. Excuse me while I change my camera angle here. Trying to figure out where it goes off the writing. It's just hard. Okay, so let's go another layer on this. And on that second layer, if you still see a little bit of that background color, it's not going to matter. Okay, don't worry about it. Because we're going to go over this and add dimensions, so it doesn't matter if that shows. And then mix your purple and blue together and go over the sky too. Okay, now go to your detail brush, flip your painting back over, and remember our little hearts that we did? On every end of these branches, I want you to make a little heart with your blue. And make sure your blue's not too gummy. Make sure you can add a little bit of water if it's getting a little bit thick. Just make sure it's not too soupy if you add water. You want it still at a good paint consistency. And remember the hearts, we loaded the end of the brush like this. And you're just going to go to the ends of these and make hearts on every single end, just the end. Did I get them all? I think so. So the reason I'm doing hearts is because ice would drip and gather down at the bottom, but also because this is a Valentine's Day painting, I kind of want to reflect hearts in it a little bit. So it kind of has that love feel to it. Okay, then go back in and we're just gonna do the single on these ends. So just little teardrops. Just little teardrops on all your little ends there. Okay. Flip her back over and go back to your second size down flat angle. And you're going to put the corner of it, the long corner, in white. And remember that motion that we did right here? We're gonna do it up here. Make sure not to get too far down on your brush because you're gonna need a lot of control. So if you got too far down, wipe this off and go back and just do a little bit on the corner. Okay, you're gonna start on your mountains. So on the right side of the mountains, it could be on your left, I don't know how the video is doing it. We're gonna add a little bit of snow. So same thing that we did down here, just a light touch like that, and then carry it down. Same thing on this side. Carry it down. So if you pull this way and then pull this way, you're gonna get a little better effect. And let your brush run out of paint. Let it go into a fade down there at the bottom. And anywhere where you have a peak, on the right side, you're gonna want snow. And just play with it. See how I'm tapping it down and letting the brush kind of go into like a dry brush mode? I'm letting it run out of paint and just dragging it. Just let it drag. There'd be a little bit right there at that peak. And there'd be a little bit right here at this peak. Let's pretend that he goes down this way. And it just kind of falls like that. Oh, thank you. And a little bit here. Since this one doesn't have too many little peaks, I'm just gonna go kind of all over it. Make sure to leave a little bit of black. Don't fill the whole thing in because you want it to look like real mountains as much as possible. I mean, it is basically like a cartoon painting, but you still want it to look kind of real. And then just drag it down. So now we have snowy mountains. Snowy mountains. And you can go back if it starts to dry a little bit and add another layer to make it a little bit brighter. And if you go off the mountain a little bit, it's okay, it's snow. Like that. Okay, flip it back over. The reason I'm doing so many flips is because I want certain areas to dry before we go to them again. If they don't dry, it gets kind of muddy. So I want you just to make a really light blue with your paint. So white and blue, just a touch of blue. So it's almost like an ice blue. And you're gonna load your brush up in the same way. We didn't practice dots, but I think you can get it. Let me get some of that paint off. I don't want too much paint. I just really want the paint at the end. And on these little areas that you made, sorry, I'm trying to get into an area where you guys can see. I don't know why it's like way over there. Make sure you're leaving blue on the outside, but just put a little bit of this ice blue in the centers. Just little dots of it. We're gonna glitter this when we get done, not today. So it doesn't matter if it's perfect. We just don't want a solid blue there. The colors underneath will show through the glitter. So basically we're just creating a background for the glitter. Okay, and then flip it back. Oh, it looks so cute. How's your guys' looking? Is it looking cute? So pretty. And we're going to go back to our bushes. And we're going to start adding some dimension. So take your purple and mix it with some pink so that you have kind of like, let me see, maybe a little bit more purple. I might have gotten too much pink in that. Let me see. Just want to hold it against there. Let me add a little bit more purple to that. Yes, you love it. Is that, are you painting right now? I don't know. Mr. Hume 96. Okay, so it's about like that color. And remember that action that we did here on the mountains? Same thing. I just want you to just lightly, so that that paintbrush could be ripped right out of your hand. Just tap that. And then as you get further down, I want you to lighten it up. We're not going to carry it all the way down. Olaf's going to be there. And the bottom would be protected from the snow anyway. And I'm going to add a little bit more so it gets a little bit lighter. I added a little bit more pink that time. And switch your brush around so that it's not all going the same direction. And go like that. You're in the bed, huh? Okay, so then you can just take the same brush, don't even rinse it or anything. And your purple and your blue, if it's still not mixed, just grab some purple and some blue. The same color you used on this bush here. Just remix it. It's okay if it's not the same exact match. And then add a little bit of pink to it so that you kind of have a color like that. See how it's all streaky? It doesn't matter. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Let it flow. And just do the same thing. In this case, if it's a little streaky, the streaks will just add a little bit of dimension, so it's fine. No biggie. And again, you don't have to go all the way down. I don't want you to go all the way down actually, because snow would not go all the way down. As your brush gets a little drier, just drag it through there. See how it did that? Just drag it through. Light hand, always a light hand. Okay. And rinse out your brush. Set it to the side. Go back to your purple pink mixture and add a little bit of white. Just a touch, not a lot, because white's powerful. It adds a lot of pigmentation when you mix it, so not a whole lot. You don't want to have white, completely white leaves. It's just a light pinkish purple. And you're going to drop your brush down and you're going to make little leaves. So drop it down, curve out to make one side, drop it down, curve out to the other side. Down, curve out, down, curve out. And make sure when you're painting these that you're doing them in all different directions. You don't want a row of the leaves going the same exact way. The reason I'm doing it like this is because my bushes are inspired by Sleeping Beauty. We're doing a little Sleeping Beauty ode in these bushes. So have them go different directions. We're almost done with this part, with this first paint with me. You guys have been doing good. And I hope you guys had fun. And again, we're not going all the way down, we're just doing the top. So now same section, add a little bit more white, same paint, add a little more white to your paint, and just at the top, up here, we're gonna do a little bit lighter leaves because the snow would be touching more up here. And that's gonna add a little dimension. Go right over your other leaves so that you have leaves behind each other. And just at the top, don't take it too far down. And maybe right there. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. So go back to your other color that you made there. Mine got a little dry, so I'm gonna have to mix them up here. Oh, thank you. And then add a little pink, add a little bit of white. So let's lighten that color up a little bit. Let me compare it here before I set it down. Yeah, and start making some leaves over here. Why aren't you painting, Ashley? Loser. I totally made it easy. Aren't leaves cute? I just think it's so cute when you start adding leaves like this. This is when I love the, this is gonna sound weird, but I love the bushes in Sleeping Beauty. I love the bushes in Sleeping Beauty, and I love the trees too. But look how cute it is. They're just like hanging out, chilling, enjoying living on the bush. Janine may do it and not want to give you hers. She'll have to do two. Let's take that one a little bit. So go almost midsection for this. Marie is going to be standing right here, so we want to make sure she's got a little bit of a background. And then add a little bit of white again. So you're making it a little bit, just a shade lighter. And we're going to do one more set of leaves, just like we did on the other side. And they're going to join other little friends. Remember to go in different directions because leaves go in all different directions. They're kind of crazy like that. Okay. Yeah, the details make a big difference. Once you start adding the details, and that's with everything, even when I'm painting shoes, like you get your basic down, and you're like, I don't know if I like this so much. And then once you start adding details and stuff, it makes all the difference in the world. And you're gonna see once we add the characters too, that it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, okay, now I see where we're going with this. So yeah, it does. It makes all the difference in the world. Okay, last thing, I want you guys to load up your brush with an ice blue again. So white and blue. And maybe just dip the corner in pink a little bit and drag a little bit of pink in there, just for kicks. Let's give a little pink fill. Okay, now we're gonna make a hill coming this way. Okay, and this is where Olaf and Marie are gonna be standing. So take it about, what is that, about 1.5 inches, maybe 1.25 inches, and just drag that color down like this. And then let it fade off down here. Like that. Okay, and now I want that to dry. Do you guys have your hearts out? If you have your hearts out, go ahead and grab those and let's paint a first coat on those. So we're gonna do one red, one pink, and one a light purple. I already did one because that was during my practice session, but I'm gonna put another coat on that. I'm gonna put this plate aside and grab a new one because I'm gonna put red out and I don't have a lot of room. So we're gonna paint these real quick and then we're gonna add the dimension on that and then we'll be done. I know some of you, I hope, you know, you're from the East Coast. I know it's getting late for you guys. Make sure to shake up that red. Yeah, I'm gonna actually have you guys tag me in your paintings. You can DM me too if you want, but I think it'd be nice if you put them on your Instagram and I can go and comment underneath them and see them and you can share it with the world and let people see what you did. Like, be proud of what you did. Yeah, I totally want to see it. We're going to mix a little bit of purple and white. Not too much purple. I want it to be a lavender color. So 1 heart purple, 1 heart red, 1 heart pink. Just paint them solid for now. Next time I'm gonna have you guys have a fan, like a little fan, so that we can put the paintings in front of a fan and let them kind of dry. Or a blow dryer works really good too. I use a blow dryer all the time on my painting, just to get my layers dry, so I can move on a little faster. So make sure you just have a nice, make sure you have a nice, smooth paint job there. I'm gonna repaint my red one. And let's do this. Let's do a darker fade on the outside of the hearts. So on your lavender one, grab that while it's still wet. I missed a spot right there. Bring that back over here. Dip the corner. Now we're crafting. Dip the corner of your brush into the regular purple, and then the other half into your lavender that you made, and just go right. Oh, my brush was a little bit wet. If you guys didn't get your hearts because you didn't think you were going to do the shadow box thing, you can always do this later. I'm just trying to get this going while that's drying. So you're going to have a little bit of an outer fade on your heart. I love angle brushes. I use angle brushes all the time. I actually don't really even own round brushes at all. Besides my detail, I guess, but I would really consider that more of a detail brush. So if you get too much of a line, if it gets too dark on you, just go back over it, wet your brush a little bit. Just remember to always keep your darker color on the longest point. Like that. That will give our hearts a little bit of dimension, just a little bit of interest. I cleaned off my brush. I'm just going to go in here and just smooth out my paint in the center a little bit and gather that down. Okay, so then on your pink one, I'm going to go ahead and paint that pink again and put a second coat on it. These really absorb the paint fast, so they dry really fast. Let's put a second coat of pink on this. All the way out to the edges, and then dip the long corner of your brush into red, and same thing. We're just going to add a little bit of dimension. These would be fun too if you guys are looking for Valentine's Day decorations, just to get like 10 of these hearts and string them together, paint them, string them together, put little sayings on them or something. I didn't tell you guys to have these out. That was my bad. But see how much more interest that holds when you have a little bit of a darker color fading out? That's just something to remember with painting in general, is to like, solid colors are not very interesting. But when you add a darker color into the mix and add a little bit of dimension, then it starts to get a little more interesting. And it kind of catches the eye a little bit more. So Let's do that one. And then with red, gosh, what color? I hate to use black, maybe purple. Let's see. Let me paint this. This got dry. Let me see what the purple does. I didn't practice this, so who knows? Yeah, that's good. We'll use purple. How cute is that? Why is that so stinking cute when it's just so simple? Who doesn't love a heart? Okay, so you got your hearts done. Set those aside. And grab your painting back. And we're gonna go back to our drag technique. And I want you to make a light pink first. And we're just going to, oops, drag a little bit of pink on here. And carry it down here. Let's make it like that. Like we're gonna think maybe it was gonna start going back uphill again. And then you're gonna go to white, just plain white. Only at the top of the brush, just at the top. Oops, sorry, I removed my paint there for a second. And just a little drag action. With the white at the top. And then when you try to bring it down, just kind of give it a little tap so it taps down into the pink a little bit. Make it look like snow and not a line. No, I'm not a lefty. It's just the way the camera is. And then let's do a little bit right here like that. Okay. Guess what, guys? You finished your background and you did your hearts. Talk about multitasking. I like this one actually better than the first one I did. I think it was the lake and the trees I added. So how do you guys, while I still have you on here, we're done for today. How did you guys do? What do you think? Did it go slow enough for you? Were the directions easy enough? Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Was it something you enjoyed? Was anybody sweating besides getting a knife when you had to do the hearts? And make sure to reach back and give yourself a pat on the back for doing the first one. I'm going to give myself one too. Getting it done. And for those of you that aren't watching live, you can go back and catch up on it. You can even go back and grab your supplies. I have a supply list in the highlights. I might add a little bit of something to when we start crafting and putting it together in Shadow Box. I will let you know if I do. But, oh, you're welcome. But I enjoyed having you guys with me. It was fun. I know it's hard to comment when we're painting, but that was a lot of fun. And make sure, let's do, after this is over in the highlight section, I'll put, thanks Kristen, I'll put a note about what to hashtag, and then I can see your guys's, oh, thank you. I'll put a hashtag there so I can go back and see your guys, or you can just tag me, just say at the Enchanted Brush. Let's do, I'm going to say it right now so you guys know. Let's do hashtag TEB, so the Enchanted Brush initials, paint with me. So hashtag TEB, paint with me. And then we can have them all in one spot as well. And you can also tag me. You can send me one in a DM if you want to do that. And if you don't want to post it, that's fine too. But seriously, you guys, it's just for fun. And I'm so proud of you guys for picking up the brushes and just enjoying it. The more we do these, the more you guys will get comfortable with it. And I'll get comfortable with instructing on it and things like that. And just remember that it's just completely just to have a good time and get some skills going, and to feel good about being able to create something yourself as well. Yeah, there you go. That's it right there. You're a wizard, Kristen. Thanks, Kristen. That will be the hashtag. Yeah, you can go back and watch it tomorrow. So we'll continue on with the characters and the ending part of it. I'm not real sure what we're doing tomorrow, so it might be tomorrow. It might be this week. I'll try to let you know early in the day if I have time to do it tomorrow. But gosh, even this is just a cute little painting if people didn't want to do the characters. But the characters will make it extra special. So we are just, it was fun watching, can't we? Yeah, that's okay. It's okay if you're busy. Oh, absolutely. I've been wanting to do this for something like this for a long time. It's just hard to teach. Characters are hard. They're hard to get going, and it's hard to pick characters that are easier to do. So hopefully our Olaf and Marie will be successful. And it will be something fun for you guys, and you guys can make a little Disney in your own home. Okay, so I will save the video. I will put it in the highlights, and then I will let you know wherever. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. I will let you know wherever the saved video is. It might be over on my Facebook page if I can't get it to save for longer than 24 hours on Instagram. And I will direct you to where it's at. And if all else fails, I'll put it on my YouTube channel. So thanks, you guys. I know some of you are up late tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and staying late. Maybe the next one I'll try to go a little bit earlier. No matter what, it's early for one day and late for another one. I can put it in my... No, I can't put live videos in my stories, unfortunately. Only stories can be saved, or only your little story videos can be saved. And I don't think it'll go into highlights either, but I'll figure it out. I'll put it somewhere. And you guys have a fabulous night and be proud of yourselves, okay? It was fun. Love you. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for joining me tonight. And hopefully we'll get more people. The more people that, see that they can do it, that we'll get more people going. Then we'll have like a big old painting party. You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions before I sign off? Okay, it looks like we're done. All right, you guys, have a good night.